The Wiltshire countryside is known for its rural landscape, but it's also home to a more hidden beauty. And someone who knows all about it is Hannah Good. Along with her daughter Ella, she hunts for fossils inland, which together they turn into pieces of jewellery. I've come to meet Hannah in South Surrey in the Cotswolds on the Wiltshire-Gloucestershire border.
Hey Hannah.
Hi.
What an amazing spot.
Yes, this was actually the site of a Victorian railway. So basically the Victorians were very keen on fossils, and this was one area where they found an exposure of the Kelloways rock, which is this stuff here, which is super hard. The rocks are formed in the Jurassic period, 160 million years ago. This area would have been under the ocean, and in these nodules and around these nodules, quite often you can find fossils.
Is it usual to be fossil hunting so far inland?
Well, yes, because there are areas that were under the sea. You can find fossils right the way from Oxford, right the way down to the Dorset coast. This is just a piece that I picked up from the surface, and you can see in there's an impression of an ammonite.
I can see.
These are actually fossils that were generally found on this cutting. So those are Propanulites ammonites, so about 160 million years old.
What an amazing piece of history to hold in your hand.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Before hunting for fossils, always make sure you have permission from the landowner, and do take care when on loose and rocky terrain. To see how these rough and ready finds are transformed, we're off to Hannah and Ella's workshop in the village of Tynesbury.
So Hannah, this looks a little bit more like my idea of a jewellery workshop, as fun as that was. So how do you turn them into those beautiful pieces of jewellery?
In this case, this is a Sigillosaurus. I will cut it with my diamond trim saw. It looks like this. It's really dull. You can't see the beauty of it. So this is my beautiful jewel tool, and these are the grinding discs. And so we go right from coarse grinding through to medium, and then to polish, and then cerium oxide, which is the final stage. I've got a piece prepared for you so that you can actually have a go on it. We have an extractor, which is a little bit noisy, sorry. And then you just turn this knob and this spins. So it's quite a gentle process. You're just stroking it against the underside of the polishing disc and working progressively round and round. And we can swap over and have a go.
You can see it changing immediately, can't you?
Yes.
This is Hannah. This is like the ultimate in recycling, isn't it?
It absolutely is. To find the beauty in something like that is really, really special.
Well, Hannah, it's starting to shine.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
seeing
looking
the
pretty good.
creature. So what happens next? What's the process from
Well, I can hand over to my daughter Ella.
Ella gave up a career in IT 5 years ago, studied jewellery making, and now works with mum Hannah to create their range of ethical jewellery.
So the piece that I was polishing with your mum, what's that set to become?
So we're going to make this into just a really nice simple pendant. It's just so beautiful on its own. We don't want to add too much detail that will detract from its beauty.
First, Ella uses a jeweller's saw to remove the excess silver around the disc, so it's ready to receive the fossil.
Okay, so Ginny, you're going to have a go at pushing the bezel wall over the stone to hold it in place.
Okay, I'm game for that. Pushing it in. Like that. So you're a local family and you're using local materials as well. That must be really special.
Yeah, it really goes with our whole ethos, really. A whole way of living is just using materials that are already in circulation and being as kind to the planet as possible.
It's looking a bit wavy. I might need you to come and rescue it.
That's fine, it will all come together.
Good, okay.
And in the hands of the professional, in no time at all, this ancient find is wrapped securely in silver.
Oh, Ella. Do you know, as a child, I used to collect fossils, and I think if you told me then that they could be turned into something so beautiful, I'd never have believed you.
I think this is the thing, when you see them in their raw state, they just look like a rock. And most people don't see that beauty, and so it's really nice to turn it into something that people can wear and treasure.